Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Uh, what I said good afternoon by nine after nine, and you guys responded good afternoon. Good morning, please. Don't mind me. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right. You're welcome to today's lecture. We are still on the course.
You're
Please,
welcome, sir.
please mute your mic, please. Mute your mics. Mute your mics, please. We are still on the course. Mute your mic, OJ. We are still on the course ICT 301. ICT 301.
Oh, sir.
Mute your mic, comfort. We are still on the course ICT 301. Computer applications in pharmacy. All right, today we take a look at the topic, qualities of a good software. We look at the qualities of a good software. We look at the qualities of a good software. So it's crucial, very, very important to be careful about the software. Who is this person? Who is this person? Mute your mic now, comfort. I say that software, knowing and being careful about it, of the software you use in pharmacy operation is very, very important, because pharmacy practice depends a lot on software these days, like electronic dispensing systems, inventory control, drug interaction checkers, patient record systems, even telepharmacy applications, lab or compounding management tools. There are lots to do with software these days. So software is not any software, any source. You be careful about the source of the software you use, and at the same time, protect your software. Protect your software, very important. So using poor quality software can lead to the dispensing errors. It can even lead to breached patent privacy, even incorrect dosing. Then there may be stockouts when there is no stockout. So what you have a system may show stockout, but in real sense, there is no stockout. And it may even lead to regulatory non-compliance. So there's a lot you stand to lose if you use the wrong software, or software that is of very poor quality. So it's important we understand what makes a software good, the qualities that a software should have before we can say, yes, this software is good. So it's very, very critical for pharmacy technician to be able to know this, because you have a role to play in selection, use, or even in monitoring pharmacy software systems. Now, the software quality model, we are going to look at the software quality model in three perspectives. Or three different groups that are linked to one another. So we normally call them software quality triangle. Software quality triangle. Software quality triangle. Okay, so the first group is of qualities and is called operational characteristics. Operational characteristics. The second group, transition characteristics. Then the third group, revision characteristics. So let's start from the operational characteristics or qualities. Now, under operational qualities or characteristics, we look at the following. These are what I want to point out now are the key operational qualities that we should look out in any software, as I said before now. The first operational quality is correctness. Correctness. In terms of correctness, what we want to find out is this software, does it meet specified requirements? Does the software you want to use, does it meet specified requirements? For example, now, a dispensing system that is supposed to calculate milligram per kilogram dose. Milligram per kilogram dose. Does it actually calculate it as it is stated, as requires in the pharmacy protocol? Does it actually do it the way it is required? You can test it and see. Before, of course, you test every software before you completely acquire it. Does it actually calculate milligram per kilogram dose as stated in the pharmacy's protocols? Another thing you should look at is usability or learnability. Is it easy to use, or is it complex? Is it something that can be even non-IT staff can learn easily? For example, now, when you have a nurse or pharmacy technician, can he search and dispense with it with just 1 or 2 steps without racking his or her brain? And another quality is integrity. Integrity. Does it have any other effects? That is, if you're using it, does it corrupt any other applications or data? It's not supposed to have any unintended effects that, apart from the reason why you acquired and installed it. Does it affect it? It's not supposed to. It can run on its own without affecting other applications or data. For example, now when you have a patient record, you only have a patient record because you install a new software that should be running on its own. Maybe a software for stock taking. It will go and start affecting your patient record. So it's something like that. So you should have integrity. Another quality is reliability. Reliability. It should be able to perform its task without failure over the period expected it to do its work. So you should be able to carry out a task without failure. At least within a specified period that it is okay, you should be able to run within this period without issues. Not that they tell you that it should run for maybe so period of time. Even before you say Jack Robinson, it will start developing defaults. Then that software is not reliable. Then another quality is efficiency. Efficiency. Does it run efficiently? Does it make effective use of the CPU, memory, network, or even human effort, and run smoothly without issues? And with this, doing its work within specified acceptable time. For example, now, if you have inventory report, maybe it is supposed to generate inventory reports. Can it generate that inventory report within the acceptable time, even if there is the database is growing? Can it still, generate inventory report within acceptable time? That's what we know as efficiency. Is it efficient? And that quality is security. Is it secured? With this software, is the data, patient data protected? The software has what it takes to resist attack from hackers? Does it have what it takes to enforce privacy? For example, now, does it have what it takes to prevent unauthorized access from maybe some staff members that are not authorized to have access to it? Does it have what it takes to be able to prevent unauthorized access from unauthorized staff members? Because some staff members can be funny. They may enter, have access to it, and go and start changing prescription, maybe to cut corners, or does that software have what it takes to be protected? Does it have password? Can they use password to protect it, for example, now? So these are things you check out before you acquire such a software. Another quality is safety. Safety. The safety now, is it safe, or does it create hazard to patients or staff members? How can it create a hazard? Let's assume now you have a software. Then does it have something like alarms, or checks that help to prevent the dispensing of highly hazardous drug without proper authorization? Maybe when somebody wants to dispense a highly hazardous drug without proper authorization, does it have what it takes to raise alarm that this is a hazardous drug, calling attention of the authorized person that should be able to dispense that drug? Maybe somebody that has no authorization to dispense a particular drug may just go there and I want to dispense. If this software should have a feature that it should be able to raise alarm that this particular drug, is a poison. Let me use poison. That be careful. Does it have prescription? It will be a way of reminding that it's not what anybody should just dispense, or it's not what you can dispense without prescription, something like that. So let me admit some people. So all these things are under the category of qualities known as operational qualities or characteristics. In fact, these operational qualities or characteristics are more of user interface qualities, user-facing or interface qualities. End users, as you're using it, the qualities you should have when you are using it, you see it, it's giving the thing as in the hot, you are seeing it. Does it wants, even if a non-IT personnel can testify to that this one is giving us what we want. Then another group of characteristics or qualities I want us to look at. So let me admit this person. Another group of qualities or characteristics I want us to look at is the transition qualities. Transition qualities or transition characteristics. So these qualities has to do with how the software behaves across platforms. Over time, different platforms over time. So that's what we mean by what? Transition qualities. The first of them I want us to look at is interoperability. Interoperability. Now you look at its ability to exchange and use information with other systems. Can it be used? Does it have what it takes to exchange and use information with other systems without issues? For example, now you are in pharmacy now. You are using it in pharmacy. Can you use it to send dispensing records to another department of the hospital? Maybe there is an allergy alert. Can you use it to send the dispensing record even out of that particular system, that particular software? Send it to another system within the hospital. Can it do that? You should be able to, because there should be interconnectivity, interoperability from one system to the other. That may not be doing exactly the same thing. And that quality there is reusability. Reusability. Can the component of the system be reused in other systems? Will lead to modification. Yes. Is it possible? And the component can be used in another system just with little or no modification. Of course, there should be modification anyway. For example, now, when you have a drug interaction engine, can it be reused across inpatient and outpatient systems? So these are the qualities one should also look at under transition qualities. Another quality under transition is portability. Portability. Now, apart from exchanging information with another system, portability, can it work across platforms, different platforms? Not this software can only be worked with, can only function if you are using the Windows, so it cannot function if you are using Linux. So no. Can it work across Windows, Linux, even cloud with minimal change? For example, now, a desktop dispensing app, can it be deployed on tablets? Maybe the hospital now, maybe you are going for outreach. For outreach program now, you cannot be carrying your desktop up and down. For example, now, can that software that you'll be using in the desktop, can it still be used on tablet? Because tablet is handy. Tablet is handy. Can it be used on tablet when you want to go for outdoor medical outreach of the hospital or the pharmacy? So you should be able to perform or work across platforms. Sorry, let me admit some people. Then another characteristics we look at is revision characteristics. Revision characteristics. This one is very important when it comes to maintenance, upgrade, and long-term viability. Maintenance, upgrade, and long-term viability. So let's look at them. The first one is maintainability. Is it be maintained? Can correction be made? even updates with ease. For example, now maybe if there's some document, maybe a vendor or the ITT want to quickly patch some dozen algorithm in the program, a dozen algorithm. Can you easily clear documentations so that something can be done, or will it cause issues, or will it prove difficult to do? Is it what can be done easily? And another quality is flexibility. Does it have what it takes to adapt to changing needs? Because take it or leave it, when you start something, over time, you start seeing need to change one or two things. Maybe based on the changing in the routine and the protocol and the process in the particular environment or particular setup. Does it have what it takes to adapt to changing needs, or even in general the business rules? You know, whatever that's changing in how they do things must reflect in the software. Is it, or do you go and pull it down and go and get another software? So these are things one has to check. Then another quality is extensibility. Can you easily add new features to it? Can you easily add new features to it? For example, now maybe as time goes on, you want to integrate SMS notification module in it. Maybe you've seen the need. Maybe you see the need. As time goes on, the organization now see the need to integrate SMS notification module, so you can actually get information or give out information with respect via what SMS. Can you easily add such feature, or will you only maintain the feature it came with, or you started it with? So these are things one should also look at. Another point is another quality is scalability. Scalability. You know, maybe when you acquired it, the workload may not be much, but with time the workload will start increasing. Can it accommodate? Can it easily be scaled up, or do you go and they put it down and get another one? Can it handle growth in users or database without redesigning it? These are things you check out in scalability. For example, now, maybe you started, when you acquired it, you started with a single pharmacy. But with time, your organization start growing. You now that your single pharmacy now turn to what? Chain pharmacy. Chain pharmacy. Can it handle the workload? Or even if that, can it easily be scaled up without going to redesign it? These are things you check out before you acquire a software. Another feature is testability. Can you easily test modules and even the entire system, the whole system, with ease? With ease, can it easily be tested with ease, or will it be difficult? Maybe you want to have, for example, now if you want to look at automated test suites for prescription validation rules. Of course, you know that we have what you call validation of prescription. You have automated tests suit for precision validation rules. Can you run the test without issues with ease? So these are the features as categorized into three that one must check out before acquiring a software. Now let's break this thing down into checklists. Let us look at, let's make it more practical. You know, I have been speaking grammar. So let me break it down now to a layman's understanding. Let me remove technical jargon so you understand better what we are talking about. Let me bring it down to checklists, make it simpler. So now, as a technician or even if you're not a pharmacy technician, a pharmacy staff member or a pharmacy personnel that want to evaluate pharmacy software, look at the checklist. So let's look at the checklist. Let's start from the checklist under operational. Under correctness, you check out, does it perform the required pharmacy workflows correctly? Entire pharmacy work. Remember in our last class, I told you about determining the pharmacy workflows before you acquire a software. That you have to work with the staff members to look at the workflows. So before you can now know what you are doing, involving the stakeholders, because you cannot determine the workflows without involving the stakeholders, if you can remember in our last class. So in terms of correctness, does it perform the required pharmacy workflows correctly? That's the question you have to ask yourself in the checklist. Usability. Can the staff members learn it quickly? So let me admit somebody. Can the staff members learn it as fast as possible, quickly? In terms of security, is the data protected by encryption and access controls? So the data or whatever, is it protected by encryption and access controls? Very important. In terms of reliability, is it available during the required hours? Not when you want to use it, you start telling what I don't know, or it will work and start, So is it available during the required hours? Or is it available only after work hour? So these are things you also check, the checklist. In terms of safety, does it prevent unsafe medication errors? Very important. So these are the checklists under operational. Let's look at the checklist under transition. Reusability. Can it be reused for other functions? Portability. Will it run on standard clinic devices? I've talked about it. Interoperability. Can the system send, receive messages, HL7 and even other EHR messages? Under revision, maintainability. Does it have vendor documentation and source level comments? What I mean is this: has it been proven that any comments, positive one, with respect to vendor documentation and source level, extensibility? Can new features be added without rewriting the program or redesign, as the case may be? modularity. The modules, are they logically separated? All these things are in modules. Testability. Are there automated tests and even procedures for updates? These are under revision. What it is. So these things I pointed out are the checklist. In fact, before you procure, you should assign scores from 1 to 5 of each of these checklists. Assign scores 1 to 5 on each of the word checklist. Then calculate the total score. At least it should be above pass mark. In fact, it should be above, if possible, 75%. If you move it to percentage, at least it should be about 70. In fact, to avoid issues, target perfection, because we are talking about human lives here. Are we together? Are we together?
Together, yeah.
Good. Now let's look at some emphasis, pharmacy specific emphasis and examples we should look out for. The first one is high priority for safety critical systems. High priority for safety critical systems. In some systems that affect dosing, actually in some systems that affect dosing or patient safety, like compounding, there are some systems that directly, there are some systems that directly affect dosing or patient safety. Things like compounding calculators and infusion pumps. This one, integrity and reliability are paramount, compulsory. Those that have to do with what? Those that affect directly the dosing and patient safety. As I say, compounding calculators and infusion pumps. This one, integrity and reliability, very important. A must. That means in the checklist it must be 5 over 5. Integrity and reliability for this type of this must be 5 over 5. There is no room for 4 or 3 or 2. No. Because minor usability issues on this software, minor usability issues can cause a very big problem. So any issues, no matter the magnitude, is not acceptable, because the life of the patient is at risk. Imagine a patient on infusion pump, on infusions. So that is a very serious issue now. So there is no room. Everything under the checklist, the point must be, before you can be accepted, the score under the integrity and reliability must be 5. It cannot be 4. Then there are also situations where we have we also look at usability matters in high workload. Usability matters in high workload. When you have a high workload, usability is very, very important. I am bringing out each of these features now. I'm telling you the one that it should be very, very important in different situations. When it comes to high workload, usability matters. Now, when you have an outpatient setting, in busy, very busy outpatient setting. It's very important that even small usability frictions can increase dispensing time and errors. So when you are working with dispensing, so the one that will dispense has to do with directly giving the medicine to the patient, especially what is it called? Outpatient department, where they will line up. Remember, when I was telling you about the speed and accuracy as the qualities a pharmacy technician should have. That's why I told you that I mark your speed in your exam. That's why I don't give too much time. I mark it because you have to be fast and accurate. That's why if you shade A and cancel it, you have failed that question, if you remember. Because you need to target, your accuracy should be top notch. Because when you start working and you are working, it's maybe in outdoor pharmacy units, you see line queue. And these are the people that are waiting for the physicians since morning till 12 p.m. They will not come they will tear you into pieces if you waste their time. That is if you are dispensing, waste their time. But let's assume now that you have a software that is messing up. So you notice that it will cause issue. So usability is very important when it comes to what high workload. Then when it comes to integrated care, when you have to send information or prescription from one system or unit to another unit, interoperability. In such situation, interoperability is paramount. So what that means, interoperability should be 5 points in the checklist. For example, as I said before, now when sending prescription to other providers or receiving lab results from the lab, we want to receive lab results from the lab. Maybe physician want to receive lab results from the lab, or you want to send a prescription back to physician or whatever, or to another unit for filling, as case may be. You see that interoperability should be 5 points. Because this quality helps a lot in minimizing manual transcriptions and errors. So if the interoperability of that particular software is anything short of 5, there will be a problem. So it should be 5. Please let me admit some people. Okay. So let's look at when you want to, you as a staff that interact with software, there are best practices you should maintain. So look at the best practices for staff members interacting with software. Number one is that you should insist on role-based access control and routine audits. Always ensure that there is role-based access control. So not everybody can have access to it. And watch out, be careful. And there should be routine audits. This goes a way to help to maintain security and integrity of the software. Very important. So that means make sure it's only you or the authorized person should have access to it. And you, from time to time, you audit to be sure that everything is still intact. Logbooks of the software should be kept. Logbook of software errors and vendor responses should be kept. Keep the logbooks of the software errors and the vendor responses. This helps in maintainability. So you know exactly what you are checking, what you look at when you want to look into it to maintain or to repair or to do one or two things. So these things should be kept. Then you should also provide structured training and simple job aids. This goes a long way in enhancing usability. You should also participate in users acceptance testing before any major updates, not after update. Then they will gather you and start saying one or two things. If there's a major update that is coming up, they should prepare and train you, the staff members that interact with the software, ahead of it, so that when the software comes, when there's an upgrade, it not be an issue. So this helps in maintaining, this helps in testability and reliability. You should also back up. There should be backup for critical data. There should be backup for critical data. And you also verify the backups. Verify the backups. So this go a long way enhancing integrity and recovery in case there's a problem. In conclusion, it's very important to note here that the importance of each of these factors vary by what? From one application to the other. The importance of this varies from one application to the other. So it's very important to understand this. So the systems that affect life require integrity. Systems that affect life require integrity and reliability. So it's also very important for you to understand or note that business systems emphasize more of usability and maintainability. But when it comes to life, systems that affect life, it's not that other ones are not important too, but integrity and reliability is the watchword. So a good software engineer actually aims to deliver the products with full set of characteristics where possible. And you, the end user, should prefer software that meets the criteria I talked about. This is the end of the lecture. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Immediately after this class, I will drop this course material so that you can get any other information you need from them.
All right, sir.
Both the review questions. Any question?
No question.
No
All right.
question.
All right. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Daniel, are you there?
Very much, yes, sir.
Daniel, you've not been taking attendance for our lectures.
Yes, maybe we'll take for today, sir.
All right, please send me names of those that attended this lecture. Only those that attended it. Don't send another person's name, please.
Okay, sir.
All right. As I said, I will drop the course material for this topic immediately after this class.
My message is Daniel Connect.
All right. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Bye, sir.
All right, sir.